Howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. And if the fans are loud, and they sound loud to me, my sincere apologies, but it is warm in here, and I have to shut the window, so I'm not, yelling out my window, which means it gets tight and stagnant, and these things are made to be warm in cold weather. So, oh boy, I don't need heat. Yay on that. Anyway, though, I've got things written down up here because ADHD brain. But one of them that I'm going to start off with, I played a game that I got in a bundle, I imagine, some time ago called The ASCENT. And it's a isometric game, and I'm not quite sure what's going to happen yet. I played it for like an hour last night, and I became more and more impressed with it. The actual gameplay, that was fine. The way that things were presented, okay, it is a science fiction story. You're on a different planet. Everything is owned by massive corporations. And on the planet, there are arcologies, which are basically cities in a building. This is not a new concept, but, it's been used forever. But you're in an arcology. You do things for the people that are in charge. The people in charge have got the person in charge of at least that arcology. His name is Poon. And everybody is basically an indentured servant. Indents. And everything you hear from your big boss is nasty, it's rude, it's like, you do this, or what's wrong with you, get it done. And then you see public service things from this guy where it's just, he's insulting everyone and reminding them of how low they are. But then something happens. The AI in the corporation that owns your arcology, something happened with it, and it went down for a while. It's still down. But because of that, the corporation crashed on the stock market. So now your arcology is there, and nobody's going to get paid. And nobody's going to get fed. And you are a city's worth of people. The thing that impressed me about the storytelling, and I shouldn't have let it, but it did, is you have to come up and talk directly to this character, Poon, that you have been seeing and hearing stuff over the radio. And when you get to him, he's actually a very reasonable fellow who's worried about stuff. He's got people to feed in this building. And if security doesn't start getting paid, security's gone, and then everything falls apart. So he's trying to figure out what to do. And when he's talking with you, it's not you need to do blah, 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 you're just scum. It's like, we got a problem. You've proven yourself to be at least semi-competent. I need your help because we got people to feed, and this is going to fall apart real fast. Especially since the other corporations are going to start sending people in to collect assets. And they ain't going to care about the people that are living there or what they need to live. So he's trying to set up meetings with other arcologies to make trades, to get food, to get people fed, to keep security going. And I was just going, oh my God. This is actual good writing. This is a good character stuff. So if you come across The ASCENT, it's got a lot of goofy stuff to it. But it's actually kind of good. Thumbs up for that. Again, isometric, real-time action. You can either punch, but that takes build-up, or you can use your weapons. And you've got that sort of weapon. God, I hate having to do that because of YouTube. But you have that kind of weaponry, and you can shoot at them, and it's good because you've got a lot of bad guys that you got to fight, and they're they're weird and they come out of stuff, semi-mechanical, semi-organic, so who knows what's going on with them. But anyway, I just thought I'd point that out. And also, I tried this other game called Diluvian Ultra. And it seems to take place in a far, far future. And you're playing a character in a sort of living ship with living weird stuff all around you. You are not human in the slightest. And you're trying to figure out what's going on because your ship is all wrong, everything is broken, and you must have been asleep for thousands of years. You get slow bits of stuff. At one point, you come across some bad guys that you got to fight, and your character goes, "Oh, the stuff that I'm collecting, this has an old humanity scent to it. What is going on here? Old humanity has been gone for thousands of years. It should be only the new humanity." So, it's bright and colorful and pretty cool. There's a lot of shooting and all that sort of stuff. You have a sword, which when you start going up against the mechanical enemies, you can use your sword to reflect stuff back at them and take them down that way, thank God. But let's see what else I have up here. The other big thing is, because of further stuff that I'm not going to bring up, I went and got rid of this person's comment. But a person was mad at me for my stance yesterday when I was talking about what was going on with Charlie Kirk and the left and the right. I said the left, when faced with tragedy, tries to write gun laws. And the right, with faced with tragedy, goes out and writes their anger in innocent blood. And he got mad at me because the left tries to ban guns. So he was really, really mad that people try to ban guns. He's not mad in the slightest that people are using guns to kill the innocent all the time. And now I'm going on and saying the word gun anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. But, yeah, there was more, but you're mad at the person saying that there's two sides and one side writes laws, the other side kills the innocent. And you're mad at me because this side tries to write gun laws. I wish you'd get just as angry about the innocent. That'd be nice. So, yeah, because of other stuff that was not... I take down stuff if it's insulting and all that. So, yeah, you are abusive toward me, your comment's gone. But let's see. The only other stuff that I've actually got to talk about, because I spent a lot of time playing computer games yesterday, not just the two I was talking about. I am really overusing my left arm again. Not only those two, but other ones as well. So I didn't do a whole lot yesterday. But the biggest reason was because after I went and vlogged, I went and recorded Dying Light. And that was like 8:30 before I got out for walkies. So after I got ready for the day, I spent all day doing videos and then went out for walkies. I really raced walk quite quickly because I went out on a, not as long as it can be, there are mega long walkies, but a pretty long walkies, and I got back in just over an hour. And that usually takes a good hour and a half, almost 2. So thumbs up for that. But yeah, I got back late, and then it was late, so I just watched videos and tried to relax for the night. Had a cup of green tea for the caffeine, and again, just watched videos with the lights down after 11 o'clock to get my mind ready for sleep. I was asked if I wanted to take a cognitive behavioral therapy thing to try and help me with things to do on how to get ready for sleep. And most of them I'd figured out on my own, which was don't do things that excite your nervous system and the fight or flight response. Don't play games of the type that I enjoy before bed that you can't. Your fight or flight system is ramped up. Turn down the lights. They want you to not watch TV, but since my computer is everything I do, I would be staring at a wall in the dark, and I would be getting pissed because I was bored because I'm staring at a wall in the dark for a couple hours. I wouldn't be able to sleep. I would be furious. So there's some things I can't do, but pretty much everything that was said, you try doing this, and I said, I do that. Try doing that, yeah, I do that. Try do it, yeah, I do that. So I'm willing to try it to see if there's any other new things that they can tell me, but at least I did sleep some last night. That's good. Once I fell asleep, I didn't stay there because, and this is why I worry about trazodone, because I don't move when I sleep. I mean, I literally lay there like I'm dead until I do wake up. Normally, if you're asleep and you have, let's say your hip hurts, you're going to come to partial awareness, you're going to move, and then you're going to sink back down into sleep again. You won't remember that. You didn't come to full awareness, but you moved. I don't move. And an annoyance becomes a pain, and a pain becomes agony. I wake up when, oh my God, I hurt so much that if I roll over, hopefully the pain goes away. By the time I hit 5 o'clock in the morning, it frequently hurts so much that I have to sleep on my side. If I sleep on my back because of my back injuries, my legs will go numb and then I can't use them. And I can't sleep on my stomach because I can't turn my head far enough to the side to be able to put my head down on a pillow. And if I just sort of lean over that direction, it sets my back all out of alignment. And that hurts worse. So because I don't move without trazodone, I wake up frequently in agony and have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning because there is no possible way for me to sleep. How much worse is that going to be if I do sleep for 6 hours on trazodone, laying there like I'm dead, and then finally the pain forces me awake through trazodone? How much am I going to hurt then? I'm still going to see, of course, because it's not going to kill me. It just would be like, oh boy. So that just means I have to adjust the dosage. Help me sleep, but not so much that I never wake up except at the end of the day. At the end of the day, the end of the sleep period. So it's just a thing I think about. Past that, though, the only other things I have to talk about, bonk up against cords and wires, since my cable management has stayed the same ever since 2000, not even 2000. Well, since I've got my first computer back in the 1980s. My computer cable management. I can English. See, I just had to stop and take a moment. My cable management is the same as it's been for decades. A tangled rat's nest that I usually have to spend a minute or two untangling things from when I want to use stuff. I have to untangle my camera from the cords when I'm ready to record. I have to untangle the cords from the other cords so I can plug them into my controller. My mouse cable is mixed all up. It is a rat's nest. And that's the way I've done it since forever. But here's another one of these Mike Lambeau games where it's Outpost 2099. I mentioned yesterday how basic the game sort of was in that case. It had like 3 pages of rules, and then there was just the AI and the actual missions. This one, Outpost 2099, has quite a few more pages of just rules and how to play it, how it's done, what you have to do, how to move your pieces. There are pages and pages and pages of these rules. And then you get to the actual AI of the things and the mission boards. Now the missions are all variations on a theme, which is fine. Everything is variations on a theme, and then of course at the end you get counters that you can cut out, photocopy, scan, whatever. And then on Board Game Geek, people go through and they upload just the maps, nothing else. And Mike Lambo does this too, where he uploads the maps for each mission so that you don't have to tear your book apart. Nothing else is uploaded, and he says you can play the games, just please try not to show off all of the AI and the rules. Well, I don't want to show the rules at all, and you'd only need as much AI as necessary for you to see what's happening. So, these are cool. And of course, darn it, I still want to play like these. This is done by the daughter of the guy who makes things like Tin Helm and Iron Helm, and I want to play it. You've got one of 3 survivors, and you're trying to escape from a hospital where things went wrong. And so you've got like a doctor or a nurse or an abomination to try and escape from. So yeah, I really want to do that one too. Of course, I still want to do this one for the channel, which would be easy. In fact, I can easy scan the cards so that I could move the cards in on screen so that you could see what's happening without you actually having to see them played on the board. So I could play it on the board and then move the stuff on the screen, because there's only 6 cards that you see. 3 bad guys, and down below the 3 spots that your astronaut can go to. When I say 3 bad guys, there's possibility of 3 bad guys, or 3 corridors, or 3 safe spots, or it's luck based. But call to action time. If you could like, comment, share, and subscribe, that'd be very cool. Definitely a thumbs up. As I am finding out from people who have talked about stuff, engagement has become extremely important on YouTube, especially on the desktop side. Whereas if there's low engagement on the desktop side, it's not counted as a view, apparently. Joy. But each and every one of my Patreon patrons, you are beautiful and awesome people. Thumbs up and thank you. Greatly, greatly appreciated. I've said this, and I'll say it until the end of this month, but all the way to the end of last month, you helped me eat. If it hadn't been for you, the last 2 weeks would have been very, very rough. I would have had, well, no food, and that would have sucked. So thank you very, very much. You are beautiful and awesome people. For everybody that leaves me a comment, you two are beautiful and awesome in your own way. I read every comment that YouTube shows me. I thumbs up every comment that I can, and if not, or if it's particularly witty or heartfelt, I give it a heart. Thumbs up for that. And of course, I play an internet game of calling out either a writing prompt or a secret word, or both. And then hopefully people write these things into the comments. Is it mandatory? Of course not. But the people that last played were Jesse Koskinen, thumbs up and thank you. Toilet Decimator, always good to see you in the comments. And yes, I had to say your name that dramatically. Blockhead 23, thumbs up and thank you. Greatly appreciated as well. And Gus Garrett 6838, thumbs up and good to see you in the comments. And I can never tell if a person is a real other person or if they're just Chris making up a new username. If you, Strap O, are not Chris, thumbs up and thank you. And if you are, hi Chris. But you change your username so often, Chris, it's hard to tell. And Strap O, if you're not Chris, then thumbs up and thank you. It is appreciated. Well, hokey smokes. Is there anything else that I really wanted to say? I can't actually think of anything. But if you have watched this far, why not? If you could either tell me, do you think you would survive in this situation? Or if you find that too much, and trust me, I understand, I would do this next route I'm saying, because it would be too much for me with my ADHD. If you could just type decayed into the comment section, that would be very cool. Now again, is it mandatory? No, of course not. And even if I had the power to force you, I would not. Consent is important, even in something as silly as this. But if you do choose to play, thumbs up and thank you. It is appreciated. And to everybody who watches this far, thumbs up and thank you. You are appreciated. Well, hokey smokes. I wish I had more to say, and I kind of do. It's largely, I wanted to talk about more of my creative writing stuff. I'll do this real quick. The people there, well, no, there's no time, and by the time I'm finished, I'd be like 35-40 minutes into it. So I'm going to take care of myself, edit, render, upload, play computer games, hopefully get at least some of this stuff played. Good golly, Miss Molly. I want to actually do it when I have spoons instead of at the end of the day when all I can do is just sit in a chair and go, oh boy, I'm tired. So here's a hoping. And hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done. I can speak English, not necessarily clearly, but I can do it. But if you cannot get it done, please do not beat yourself up, because you deserve better. I'm talking with my left arm again because I am left-armed. And I shouldn't be, because I've spent 50 some odd years being right-armed. But while I've always been halfway ambidextrous, this has just been the change. Feels weird to use my right arm now. So much can happen. Thumbs up for that. Anyway, you take care. How do I normally say that? So, until we meet again. Good golly, Miss Molly. Until we meet again. You take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very, very good thing. Keep my hand up there properly. I tried to put as much of my stuff up, and and when I can, I've been thinking of getting some LED stuff to also have. So we shall see. I like the idea. They've got lots of goofy stuff at the store that I've been looking at for years, like these colored hexagons that you can put together independently, and they all have different colors. So there's stuff I've been looking at. I've even looked at some of those little neon signs that you can buy at like Walmart. So thumbs up. We shall see what happens. Anyway, you take care. So let me click here, and then I'll click over here.